to tilting of the bass inside.
Right, scratching. I know you all want to hear about this. Again, marking up records is very important with scratching because it's all about where the sound is. A lot of people kind of can't correlate the sound to the position on the record, but obviously it's being pressed, so all the sounds are in a certain position on the record. This is a scratch sample. This is for the DJ series that we do, which you probably will know about, which has got plenty of good scratch samples on it. And I'll just mark it up anywhere because there's so many on there, so it doesn't really matter which one's where the marker point is, as long as you've got one. Let's take the most common and probably the most famous scratch sample. Not the right one. That's the one, which you all must have heard. Every DJ uses that to scratch. So the marker point's there. You can hear that the sound comes in. So you always want to be winding the record back so that it's just held just before the sound comes in, which is there. So just get used to holding the record as lightly as you can, but still quite firmly, so you can move it about. And just practice. I know it looks stupid, but it's just spend hours doing this. This is what I did when I first started. It's just moving your hand backwards and forwards until you see the slip mat is slipping really nicely, the plat's still going around, it's still moving nice and freely. God, I do this every weekend, it's so difficult to explain. The crossfader is the most important thing when it comes to all the different patterns. When you're buggered is when the crossfader doesn't work, which happens quite a lot, but you can also do the same sort of thing with the up faders, which I'll talk about later. But basically, you know that when the crossfader's on that position, that track's playing. When it's on that position, that track's playing. In the middle, both of them are playing. So basically, to get the sound, the scratch sound, you want to be moving the crossfader into the middle. And just practice moving the record, or releasing the record, and moving whichever hand you use. I'm predominantly left-handed when it comes to scratching. Just practice letting the sample play, and you've got to move the crossfader back before you wind the record back. See, otherwise you're going to get that. So move the crossfader back before you wind the record back. And then you can start doing just little patterns, and then, you know, it's all about, basically I suppose the way I scratch, it's about my wrists and fingers moving quickly. So just practice doing things like that. Seems really stupid, but it will help. And then start. So basically you always want to get the crossfader back to this position before you pull the record back. It's very difficult, it's so natural to me that now that it's so difficult to kind of explain how to do it, but you just got to just start off by doing one. See the way the crossfader always comes back to here before I pull the record back. Then start doing them a bit quicker. And then you can start leaving the crossfader in the middle and doing a few more little twiddles with your left hand or your right hand, whatever it is. And then incorporate and you can see, you can hear it going chit chit instead of the normal tempo of that sample. If you push the record slightly, you can get it to go chit chit, and you can start varying that. So Now, if obviously on this website you're into hardcore and it's very fast, but I'd suggest, I always say this, people come up and ask me, how do you learn to scratch? Obviously you probably know that I started off being a hip hop DJ, and I've still got obviously my collection of hip hop, so I'd suggest that you go out and get some hip hop. This is a good example, that one of my favourite old hip hop tracks, which is on the wrong speed. It helps. You can tell it's a lot slower, and it gives you a lot more variation when it comes to scratching. So you can just do what I was doing earlier, just things like that. Make sure you're keeping it on a place where it's just